looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
And Janikowski bangs it through, and the Raiders jump out to a 3-0 advantage. So they come into enemy territory. Nice drive to start the game, but they probably wanted 6. They only got 3.
I agree with you totally. That's the expectation. When you get the ball and you start moving it and you're rolling, you think you're going to end up in the end zone. But they should be happy with the 3. A good way to get things going here in this game.
Sims. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22.
Brandon, that play ended so fast, it's almost as if the quarterback handed it to the runner and the tackler was there right away for a loss of yardage.
Defense in a good spot. Let's see how the offense responds with a 2nd and 13 now. They'll run it again with Sims. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24. Tackle made by Perry Riley. And one advantage for this offensive unit is the big target, Mike Evans.
Play to his strength, his size and catch radius. Throw it up there, let him go get it.
And they'll be in search of 11 yards here on 3rd down.
Let's go now. Move away.
On 3rd down, Winston. A dump off to Sims. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
And I know you can't really see it, but that play spells frustration with a capital F for the guys on defense. They covered everyone else, end up going to the running back out of the backfield, and he picks up a back-breaking first down.
Now Sims muscles him off. And he'll take this up over the 40 to about the 41. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Quickly now, the starting 11 for the Oakland defense.
Reggie Nelson is a safety who prides himself on being a ball hawk, but at times will guess and sometimes give up the big play.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here. The play fake to Sims. Now Winston. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield. Complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
And when you have a guy in the backfield who can catch the football, you don't just use him strictly for checkdowns or dump-offs. You make him part of the primary passing attack, because what you're trying to do is get him into open field and then let him make people miss and advance the football.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Now that's the type of play that'll fire up a defense. Hold them to 1 yard on a first down run. It'll be interesting to see if the offense decides to press the run at all, or if they'll abandon it now after gaining only 1 on that play.
Ready. Blue ready.
Again, they run with Sims. And he stopped immediately there. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd.
The insistence of speed at every position is really seen at the defensive end spot. These guys in the old days were often outside linebackers. They just pushed them forward because they wanted to play fast and get to the quarterback or the running backs quicker than ever before.
Now play number 7 of the drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 10.
Let's go now.
Winston from the gun on 3rd down. He gets it to Humphreys. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down. Feeling like they're not quite in field goal range yet, they're going to go for it on 4th. Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's the Bucs in possession of the football as we begin the second quarter. They are, however, facing a 4th down situation. Too long for a field goal, too short to punt. That in-between range, and they'll go for it on 4th down.
Ready.
Now Winston on 4th down. And it is incomplete. That incompletion, Charles, gives me a chance to put you on the clock real quick. NFC teams last year that did not make the playoffs that might make a push this coming year.
Well, 3 that come to mind right away that we thought were going to be in 2016. Minnesota, remember the start they got off to before that didn't work out so well for them. Arizona, we thought they were locked to be in the playoffs. In fact, many of us called them Super Bowl contenders. And Carolina, the defending NFC champs going into last season, they didn't make it. So I think that all 3 could return to former glory. I'm going to give you one way off the pace here. You ready?
Let's go.
The Los Angeles Rams. They get the young quarterback going, and that defense continues to live up to expectations. They can make a real strong push in the West.
They've got the D. You're right. They just need the O. So the incomplete pass brings up 2nd down. One receiver to the left is Cooper. Now Carr. Trying for Cooper again. This time he finds him. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
They go with Murray again. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. Murray had the 1,000-yard season in 2015, followed that up with 788 last year. Now, also in the mix in Oakland, you had Washington, you had Richard. How do you see this backfield playing out going forward?
I think you'll see a similar combination going forward. I think that's one of the reasons that he dropped from a 1,000-yard runner to 788, because they had other options. They're able to bring in Washington, Richard. They can use different plays for those guys, a lot of versatility, and really upgrade their offense with an infusion of speed. But Latavius Murray, I think he'll still continue to be the lead guy out of that trio.
So the kick from here on a field goal would have been right at 53 yards, but instead, offense out there. They're going for it. They'll go for it. It's Carr. But it's brought in by Washington. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29.
We always talk about big-time players make big-time plays in big-time moments. I think that 4th down qualified. That was a heck of a throw.
He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And down inside the 15 he goes. It's a gain of 15 that time. Good enough for an Oakland 1st down.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there. Getting it.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Michael Crabtree from 13 yards out. And the Raiders add 6 to their lead. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
On the return now, it's Josh Huff. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. So the ball switches back over to Tampa Bay, and as they get set in place on offense, Charles, talk about the running game and the O-line, where they stack up going into next year, because Doug Martin was only active for 8 games this last season. Rushing total dropped down to 400 yards, basically.
Yeah, they were fortunate they picked up Jaquiz Rodgers during the year, and he gave them some nice games throughout, but I start with the offensive line. They've got some good building blocks. Left tackle Donovan Smith, guard Ali Marpet. Great places to begin. I think they'll continue to try and fortify that offensive line because that will help whoever becomes their primary ball carrier. A monster 2016 from Mike Evans. His Buccaneers didn't make the playoffs, but wasn't because of his production. Led the league in targets and was in the top 5 in many other receiving categories. What a big-time year for him.
A 4th in yards, 2nd touchdowns just outside of the top 5, 6th in catches. So he's going to be a handful for teams in the future. I mean, he's got a long career ahead of him.
A long career ahead of him, and look for him to increase his yards after catch as he moves forward in his career.
Ready. Blue ready. Sonic. Flip, Sonic. Ready. Blue ready.
One receiver to the left is Evans. Jameis to throw it. And Brate, the tight end's got it. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
How about the timing on that one, where they were in sync, weren't they? 3-step drop, balls out of his hands, right to the tight end. Nice completion, just like they do it in practice.
Sonic.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And 3 yards there takes him to the 45. So with that, we come upon the 2-minute warning here on the NFL on EA Sports.
Easy. Ready.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. They'll run it with Sims. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Raiders with the football now in excellent field position. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in the touchdown looked pretty good. So they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offense.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. William Golston able to get in and run him down for what will be a loss of 15 yards. On 2nd down, here's Carr. And down he goes, a Buccaneer sack. And now the Bucs deciding to take a timeout defensively. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And the O-line will have to do a better job protecting here on 3rd down after that sack.
Hey, we're going to rally. All right, here we go. Red 18. Red 18. Zebra.
From the gun, it's Carr. He's got time in the pocket. Going up top. Looking for Crabtree, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Brad McDougal. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. Here comes the Tampa Bay offense now heading back out onto the field. And last time they were very fortunate, this offense. They went for it on 4th, turned it over in their own territory. But the other guys held up. They didn't give up any points.
So how about the guy with the #1 headset on the sidelines, the head coach? That was planned going into it, not necessarily to not get the first down or to have the defense have to hold
But he
up.
trusted his defense.
Trusted his defense very much, and I think that's how he's going to play this game. Go for it, be aggressive, because I've got the wild bunch backing me up over here on my own sideline.
Now we'll see what his offense can do.
You know what the key to a good screen pass is, don't you?
Bet you're going to tell me. Good blocking?
Well, good blocking eventually, but first is good acting. You want to let the defenders go past.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. One receiver left, 3 to the right. 2nd down, Winston. A dump off to Sims. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
He gets it to Humphreys. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
That was a nice completion on an out route, and those types of plays are the result of arm strength by the quarterback and timing by the receiver.
Winston now to throw on first down. Over the middle to Evans. And he's going to get this inside the 30. It'll go as a gain of 10 there. And the Buccaneers are going to have a first down. And now they're in the hurry-up. Now Winston. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now just under 30 seconds to go in this first half. On second down, Winston again. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. Mike Evans, the one he was looking for. And it's third down.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
On third down, Winston. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down. So on fourth down, here's the Buccaneer place kicker, Roberto Aguayo now. On the right hash, it's a 43-yard attempt.
Normally, he's pretty reliable. Usually catches what's thrown to him. On that play, he simply dropped it.
So a field goal here. They're still down, but they put a dent into that lead before the break.
And that's got to feel good because now they've seen that they can put some more points on the board, and that gives them a whole second half to get back to where they want to be, and that's in the lead.
Roberto Aguayo following the made field goal, set now to kick this one away. Here's Taiwan Jones on the return. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21-yard line. And now here come the Raiders. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
They'll come out in the pistol. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So that means they're down to one remaining here as we head toward halftime. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. One receiver to the left is Cooper. The final shot here before half for Carr. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Out come the Buccaneers. They'll have it first to start in the third quarter. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. Steps away to his left. And that is intercepted on the sideline. Wait, no. They'll say no. It was caught out of bounds. So this is just an incompletion here. CD, wanted to get your thoughts just on the landscape of the offseason for each of these teams. Super Bowl in the rearview mirror, but so much going on. People look at the draft a lot, but there's a lot more that goes into the offseason for these front offices, is there not?
It certainly is, and then even before we get to the draft, you start with the combine, that's held in Indianapolis every year, and you have about 350 of the top prospects coming together to get their physicals and interviews and on-field performance, and all that will get evaluated along with their game tape. And then you've got the free agents, all right? That starts, I believe, in early March. And now the free agents can start moving around to different teams. So your team's starting to take a little bit of shape there, free agency, because then the draft's coming up. You're trying to put your team together with new draft picks, have everyone start to move in one direction. And then you have the OTAs and minicamps. You get to see them on the field for the first time. And we start to get a better idea of how these teams are going to look when the fall begins.
First down and 10 now for the offensive group.
Ready. White money. White 50. White 50. Let's go now. Easy.
They'll run here with Sims. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Easy. Ready. Blue ready.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he eventually goes down, but not before reaching the 30-yard line. 23 yards on the play.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Sims, and able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Flip. Ready. Blue ready. Flip.
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? And here comes play number 6 on this drive.
Ready. Blue ready.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs. And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground.
2nd and 1 and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
And Brate has it over the middle. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. 2nd down now after the pass completion.
Seeing that play and understanding just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have.
And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. Charles Sims from 10 yards out. And the Buccaneers are an extra point away from tying up this football game. Roberto Aguayo now for the point after. And he'll put it through, and that evens us up at 10 apiece. Nothing separating these two teams on the scoreboard as the kick's away here. This is taken at the 3. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. A look at the offense now here, coming back out on the road for their first possession of the second half. On first down, Carr escaping the pressure right. And he'll hit the slant route. That's caught by Cooper. And he's brought down after a good gain. A good pickup there of 22.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
From midfield, here's Carr. And this will be incomplete. Michael Crabtree, the intended receiver. And now it's second down.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
Now Carr, and he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. So he loses 3 yards there. Now third down. The defense in an enviable position here. The offense needs 13 yards. It's third down.
All right, here we go. Ready. Zero. Here we go.
From the gun, it's Carr. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Well, no second guessing the call here. It was third and long, so throwing the football was probably the smart play to try and pick it up. But they don't get it, and now the defense goes off the field feeling pretty good about themselves, gaining some momentum as they force them into a likely punting situation.
We ready?
They do go for it. It's Carr. He finds Roberts, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
We always hear about guys wanting to make plays that quiet a crowd. After that one.
Here in the third quarter, they were hoping to get the stop, get the football back. Not the case.
What a completion on a fourth down play.
He was trying to get it to Seth Roberts. That'll bring up second down. So second and 10 here. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Carr will try it again on second down. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. The big tight end, Clive Walford, the intended target. And now it's third down. Here comes the 7th play now of this drive as this is third and 10.
And he still doesn't have a catch. We're into the second half. I think it's a little bit of a surprise to me, but that was one he should have caught.
Absolutely. That was his best opportunity right there. He dropped it. And that will be incomplete as well. Back now in Tampa. All even as we get ready to start the fourth. Tie game, fourth quarter, and they're going for this thing on fourth down.
Come on, baby, alert, alert. We ready? Red 18. Come on, baby, alert, alert.
Carr going to go on fourth down. Going for it all. And this is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Seth Roberts, 26 yards, and the Raiders have taken the lead. Wow, talk about a big fourth down conversion for the score. Defensively, how do you let that happen?
I think you start with the offense, and you give them credit for going for it and having that type of, well, let's face it, audacity. But defensively, I think you're right on target, partner. There's no way something like that's supposed to happen in that situation. You're supposed to be able to shut that down and get the ball back for your own team. Instead, they give up not just a big play, but a touchdown.
Janikowski now for the point after. And they're going to take it all the way down and just take the delay. They'll try it again now after the 5-yard walk-off. He's got it as they go up by a total of 17-10. Now Janikowski following the score. He'll boot this one away. Here's Huff to return. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And they're going to need another score. Got one last time, but still down here.
When you're playing catch-up, every possession becomes crucial, doesn't it? It's vital. Get back out on the field, punch it in the end zone again. They know it's not easy, but what they do have going for them, they did score the last time. They think they've got a good formula working.
And what about the defense?
Well, now you're just saying to yourself, okay, we gave up a score last time. What adjustments do we need to make to slow them down now and get the ball back for our own offense? Is it more pressure? Is it more zone? What do they have to do? They're trying to figure that out themselves.
We'll see if they can figure that out right here. The intended receiver that time, Adam Humphries. And it's 3rd and short.
Well, any caused incompletion is good for a defense. But when you add to it that you get a little hit on the quarterback, knock him to the ground, make him think a little bit, hopefully knock him off his game, especially in a game of this magnitude, this tight in the fourth quarter, got to feel pretty good as a defense.
And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line.
Brandon, more and more offenses are going to the philosophy of using every inch of the field to try and spread things out. And when you're running back and catch the ball as well, that can only help your offense.
It's caught. Humphries. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or
better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defender.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Khalil Mack in there to get him for a loss of 5. So the defense has put them in a tough spot. It's 2nd and long. A play fake to Sims. Now Winston surveying the field. This is caught inside the 15. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 15, just shy of the 10.
And when an offense is doing a nice job selling the play-action pass, a lot of responsibility shifts to the linebackers. They're the ones that have to determine run or pass and get to the proper places on the field.
And the next snap coming inside the red zone here. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
And once again, leverage wins. The offensive line, lower than the defensive front. They moved them and found some good space for the guy carrying the ball.
Now they run with Sims. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Charles Sims, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Buccaneers are an extra point away from tying up this football game. And now a critical extra point attempt here. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter. Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild 4th quarter. So out come the Raiders, and they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
Pressure.
I love it.
We'll see if they dial it up this drive. Give him 7 on the play, and it's a 2nd down. And quickly they get to the line.
All right, I'm going to show my age here a little bit. We used to talk about running backs catching the ball as safety valves. Nowadays, they're a big part of the passing offense.
Quit acting like you're so old. You're only 65.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Tie game here. Time starting to run down. The defense really needs to try and keep this game tied, see if they can get the ball. And now the Bucs deciding to take a timeout defensively. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively.
All right, here we go. Red 18. Red 18. Zebra. We ready?
Now Carr throwing on second down. And that's incomplete. Crabtree the target on that one. And that takes us from second to third down. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Back to throw. Carr. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. And the Buccaneers go ahead and take another timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Here's Marquette King now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. Now the Buccaneer offense set to take over again. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground.
Ready? Blue lady. Flip, flip, flip. Sonny, easy. Let's go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this up to about the 40. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. And the offense moving quickly to the line. Winston to throw.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
Well, timeout on their side here. In fact, a lot going against them. They do have a small glimmer of hope.
No one likes to play extra football. They want to go for the win right now.
Now a play fake here on first down. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. Winston, he gets it to Humphreys. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Ready? Sonny. 150.
Toss play to Sims. Fighting him off.
Just ran right through the trash.
It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. So the run moves the chains, and here we go on first down.
Really good, skillful, tough running throughout this contest. Picked up first down after first down. He's got to have a nickname, doesn't he? How about the human first down machine?
Now whistles, and the Raiders are going to signal for a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Offense walks to the line for play number 7 of the drive. They'll toss it out to Sims. And he'll fight his way down. Now the Raiders are going to use another timeout here. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along. I know it's a little bit of a controversial selection. Roberto Aguayo, the kicker out of Florida State in the second round by Tampa Bay. But I think they saw those percentages, 69 of 78 in his college career in field goals, and thought, we've got to have this guy.
And kicks like that justify it. Roberto Aguayo following the made field goal, set now to kick this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And now Oakland ready to take the field. So you're right there, but obviously the clock is not your friend. How do you handle this situation?
You're thinking two plays. One, to get yourself in position for the second one, whether you're able to get into field goal range or you have to try another deep pass, another Hail Mary, but you're trying to get the first one.
And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Brad McDougal. And they get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line. Now the Buccaneers offense gets ready to head back onto the field. Only one timeout defensively, so this should just be a simple kneel down.
I agree totally. I looked at my time management chart. It says take a knee, victory formation. They just have one timeout left.